The islands known today as St. Vincent and the Grenadines were first inhabited around 5,000 years before Christ. Archaeological findings and scientific estimates suggest that during this period, small groups of hunters and gatherers originating from regions of South America migrated into the Caribbean and settled on the islands. Around 700 years before Christ, Arawak peoples lived there, who were later displaced by the Caribs. The Caribs called St. Vincent Haroun, which means land of the blessed. By approximately 1,400 years after Christ, more clearly identifiable cultural structures had developed, and the island was primarily inhabited by the Kalinago, who had migrated northward from South America via Trinidad and the southern Lesser Antilles. They lived through agriculture, fishing, and exchange with neighboring peoples, and they resisted early European contact attempts. In the year 1498 after Christ, the island group was first mentioned in European records. Traditional historical accounts often associate this with Christopher Columbus during his third voyage across the Atlantic, although modern historians debate whether he actually landed there. Nevertheless, this year is commonly linked with the European discovery of the islands. During the 17th century after Christ, European powers, particularly England and France, began competing for control of the island. Its fertile land and strategic location made St. Vincent highly attractive for colonial interests. Despite repeated attempts by both the French and the British to establish settlements, the Caribs resisted foreign rule fiercely for many decades. In the year 1763 after Christ, the Treaty of Paris officially granted St. Vincent to Great Britain, although control of the island had long been contested between European powers. The indigenous population, especially the Caribs, continued to resist British authority, leading to two major conflicts known as the First and Second Carib Wars during the second half of the 18th century after Christ. After the Second Carib War, many Caribs were deported, and large parts of the indigenous population were forced into exile in Central America or pushed into the island's interior. With the consolidation of British rule, a plantation economy developed, heavily dependent on enslaved Africans. During this period, Africans who had survived shipwrecks or escaped from slavery intermarried with indigenous Caribs, forming a new cultural group later known as the Garifuna. Slavery was abolished in the year 1838 after Christ. This marked a major turning point in society, as formerly enslaved people began demanding improved working and living conditions. The end of slavery also led to significant economic and social restructuring on the islands. During the 19th century after Christ, St. Vincent experienced serious economic difficulties as global sugar prices declined. Sugar cultivation, once the backbone of the economy, gradually gave way to other export crops such as arrowroot and cotton, and by the mid-20th century, bananas became the dominant export product. Politically, a gradual movement toward greater self-government began in the year 1925 after Christ, when a legislative council was established. In the year 1951 after Christ, universal adult suffrage was introduced, granting the majority of the population the right to participate in the political process. St. Vincent became a member of the Caribbean Free Trade Area in the year 1968 after Christ and joined the Caribbean Community and Common Market in the year 1973 after Christ. Between 1958 and 1962 after Christ, the island was also part of the short-lived West Indies Federation, which eventually dissolved. On the 27th of October, in the year 1979 after Christ, St. Vincent and the Grenadines achieved full independence from the United Kingdom and became a sovereign state within the Commonwealth of Nations, maintaining a parliamentary monarchy and a democratic constitution. In the 21st century after Christ, the country has faced numerous challenges, including natural disasters such as volcanic eruptions, notably the major eruption of the Soufriere volcano in April of the year 1979 after Christ, and again in the year 2021 after Christ, as well as recurring hurricanes and economic fluctuations. Politically, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has remained a vibrant democracy. The Unity Labor Party dominated politics for decades, while society addressed issues of social development, infrastructure, economic stability, and environmental protection. In November of the year 2025 after Christ, the new Democratic Party under Godwin Friday won the parliamentary majority, marking a new political direction after more than 2 decades of leadership by the previous government.